It's just it was pissing off.
Okay, let's go ahead and start with number one here. Okay, so we're gonna have today tomorrow to do a test review. We're gonna try to get through this test review worksheet. Okay. There's gonna be a mixture of our derivative rules involving all the new rules that we've learned, and in addition to the ones that we've been using from Unit 2. Some problems require us to go through chain rule. There's implicit, so just being able to recognize what needs to. It's always that first step, right? If we can get that first step down, everything kind of just falls into place a lot cleaner. So let's look at number one here. H of x equals cosine of squared 4x. What stands out here? What rule do we have to involve? Chain rule. There's definitely outside, inside, but what helps us visually see things a little better here? Moving to. Yeah. You don't have to do it, but it just is so much cleaner to see what's involved if you can bring that exponent out. Okay, so let that be your first step. And then identify your outside, inside, and go from there. I realize that some of these problems I did not provide enough space for, so if that's the case for you, feel free to use a separate sheet to continue working on some of the problems. I think maybe this page is okay, but I think other pages may be a little short on space. I'm not sure how they do it. Outside portion, go through power. Bracket squared becomes 2 bracket to the first power. Cosine of u becomes negative sine of u times u prime. So cosine 4x becomes negative sine 4x times 4. And then we clean up. Questions with one. All right, number 2, we could do quotient rule, but there's also something that we can do to maybe avoid quotient rule. What's that? Well, we only want to, okay, yeah, so you only want to involve what we call log differentiation if there's no logs to begin with. If there's no logs to begin with, you can definitely involve logs on both sides, but if there's already a log in the expression, adding another layer of logs is just going to make things more complicated. But we can actually just work on properties, right? What properties can we involve in number 2? Yep. And then we bring it to the front, right? So that's a nice power property. That's that makes it. I mean, we could go through derivative and get the same answer, but your u value will be x plus 3 to the 1/2, which is a little bit of chain rule there. But when that, if you can bring that 1/2 down in front, u prime over u will get you out. We'll get to your answer a lot, a lot cleaner. But yeah, I just want to highlight and just remind you, anytime you can take advantage of log properties, it will make things easier for you on the derivative side of things. Okay, so U prime over U. All right, number 3, x squared plus 2y to the 5th equals 10xy. What's involved here if we want to find the derivative? Implicit? Something else? Product rule, yeah. So recognizing that 10xy, I got to go through the product rule on that side. Can't just do 10x's derivative and y's derivative and just merge them together. We got to go through the product rule. Okay, so see if you can. Go through those steps.
That has to go.
Okay, that's fine. If you guys need to leave, you guys can leave. The homework is just to finish the first 2 pages. I'll send on the reminder. Yeah.
Usually it's 9:30, but pretty soon you take order. Can I say one more time? After you get into smart. Yeah. Yeah.
This version is fine.
That's what he said. Yeah, but that's not, that's the checks.
This was the one. And
Oh, it's eight weeks, so.
I just know that it is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's 2 and 3. So that you know. Yes, I'm tired of it agree too, right? I don't want to pay.
I just didn't take it.
Yeah, those are only for multiple choice. If we can't, you know.
But you're really stuck there.
It's a lot of resolution. That's a little. So you do have more complicated, it's it just not something all the systems. It's been too long. It comes one over the wall, but it's that time, that's 2 times 2 over 2 equals 2, that's all. Is there or so I think it looks like negative when you have to look. So. On that, such right, but it's in a value where it would be negative, but it's actually positive because that value, I think you have to negate it. And then take the derivative, does that make sense? I just think it's pretty good now. Yeah, absolutely, that's really. What did he say? So you start with something the last Did you say even if it's only accidentally responsibility?
Okay.
It's crazy.
It's really, do you think you can put the calendar, like embed the link in your website? But it's not embedded.
Oh, okay, yeah, I will do that.
That's right. Is the homework for like the AP, the 2 AP multiple choice?
Oh, that's right, yeah. So we'll just get as far as we can get here and then we'll try to finish this. But yeah, the homework is
Mr. Name. I get all the points for leaving it like that.
Yeah, these are equivalent, but just know how to get from here to here, things like multiple choice on the exam, they can still reduce the absolute value there.
I see.
For like a regular function, like, let's just say g, f of x, and then g of x is the inverse of f of x. Do I have to do that chart thing, or can I like just, because like I can just like see it through, like,
That's fine, you don't have to show all your work.
okay.
Yeah. But just know that if you make a mistake, it's harder for me to give you partial credit, so just, yeah, so that's the. Just be aware of that.
So we just pick it either that kind of comes deep or
Okay, I put the calendar up on the website now. Okay, any questions with 5 or 6? Yeah, d2y over dx2 just means find the second derivative. Oh, so you're going. Okay, any questions with 7 or 8? Okay, I like to put a 1 in front of UIDX for number 8, just as a reminder that when I gather or group my UIDX together, that when I factor UIDX out, I don't want to forget that there's still a 1 left over. But then once I get that UIDX solved, I can go through second derivative by applying quotients, chain and implicit. And when I go through that process, I want to represent my answer purely in terms of x and y. So I can replace dy dx back with what I found in the first part, 1/1 minus 2y. If I do that, I can represent my second derivative just in terms of dy, in terms of x and y without having to involve that secondary variable there, dy dx. If you look at my number 10, I ran out of space, so I put it down below number 11. For all those arrows there, but for number 9, find the equation of the tangent line. So yeah, find the derivative. Now with implicits, just know that your slope requires both the x and y values. Right, so I found my ordered pair. Well, ordered pair was given to me, and then found the slope using dy dx and then point slope form. Number 10, the reason why it's longer is because we have to find the second derivative at 0, -1. So you have to go through implicit twice to get to the second derivative, and then we have to plug in all the values to get to our second derivative value. So it's a little bit longer there to go through that process. So first derivative only requires implicit and power rule and rule for trig. But second derivative, I have to go through implicit and quotient rule. And there's going to be that dy dx that's going to stand in the way once I get to my second derivative. And once I'm there, I'm going to replace all the x and y values with 0, -1. But for dy dx, I have to find the slope value at 0, -1. So I went back to dy dx, plugged in 0, -1 to get the fact that it's -1/2, inserted -1/2 in for that dy dx, and then I made my way to 3/4 sept as my final answer. And also, I think on your key, number 12, the answer got cut off, should be -1/3. Okay, for number 10, horizontal tangent means Once you find the derivative, you set the numerator equal to 0. That is how we find horizontal tangent. Okay, a few minutes remaining. We will finish this up tomorrow. Sorry, your homework is going to be what's in the calendar. You're going to finish up the AP practice from 3.4 as well as chapter 3. But it's good. I think we got through a good chunk of the test review. We can continue tomorrow. Okay, come get your phones.
We can't bring that, we got you through. No, we're like. You gotta be set for the. Or it's like, it is the force. It's not even one big one, it's not supposed to be, or natural law, it's like, oh, natural law today, there's AP, there's that's gonna happen. Hey, that's like. Maybe you can try to.